I'm here with Simon Sproule, who's CVP of Global Marketing Communications at Nissan Motor Company. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Steve.
We are here in Japan for the roundtable, which we're putting on in conjunction with you, but we're sat in a rather fancy media centre, which is not something you necessarily associate with being in a corporate setting. So what was the thinking behind setting this up, and what sort of things are you doing with it?
Well, Steve, it started about a year and a half ago when we formed the Marketing Communication Group. So we brought together traditional PR functions, internal, external communications, with IR in the group, and then we brought in the global marketing group, brand, marketing, advertising, etc. So first thing, we brought together the team. Second is we started to look at what are the communication channels that we need to explore, digital being, or improving our digital capability being one of them. And the second was we'd always thought that the future for large brands, particularly large brands that need to create a consistent global image, is create your own content.
So what sort of content are you creating, and tell us some of the highlights of what you've done in that 18 months and where it's really proved its effectiveness?
Yeah, we're doing almost now, I think, a story a day. And it's anything from an interview with the CEO on the financial results through to opening of our new Infinity office in Hong Kong, through to a 24-hour motor race in Germany, through to the launch of a new car, through to, with a company the size of Nissan, you can easily fill a story a day on something going on somewhere in the world. So the focus is very much about delivering the news in a form other than a standard press release, but it's not just to the media, it's to anybody. There's no password protection. I mean, it's truly accessible material. And then going out there and finding features and sort of lifting the cover, call it lifting the kimono on what's going on underneath the, inside the company.
But where does that leave poor old traditional media folk like myself? You're putting us out of business, aren't you? You're becoming the media owner. I mean, how does that work when you try and get content on the traditional media? Are they actually picking it up, some of your content?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a great question. It's something that we've debated very sort of openly with existing media, and I think we're performing several functions. One is we're providing better quality content to the media, which they can then use under their own editorial guidelines. So here it is. We did it, it's Nissan, there's no hiding it, there's no funny business. It's Nissan stuff. If you want to use it, if it's good quality, great. Okay, second point is there simply isn't the resource now at most of the media organizations to cover all the stories that you would like to do and that we would like to see covered. Just isn't enough airtime, there isn't enough resources. And particularly in a market like Japan, where bureaus have been slimmed down, where the interest, the weight of interest is more on markets like China, India, etc. So we've had to come up with ways of going out direct with our own stories. And look, we put a press release out, and media are very used to that. Think of our stories in a sense of just ready-baked press releases. Yeah, I mean, just something a little bit more engaging.
And you've actually hired some pretty senior talent from the mainstream media.
We have. I mean, we set out when we started the operation, we needed to have a professional facility, which is why you've got this. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was developed to full broadcast standards. We've got the latest equipment, and then we went out and hired professional people from the media business, and we didn't transfer somebody in from manufacturing or somebody in from another department and say, well, you're going to run a TV studio now. This business requires people that understand it, have the knowledge to know what works, what doesn't work, have the knowledge of the equipment, what you can do and what you can't do, what's feasible, how you grow this business. So from the very start, I mean, we'd spent time like all communicators in Bloomberg offices, in Reuters bureaus, etc. A lot of what you see here today is a synthesis of what we saw on the outside.
Yeah. So content generation is a big trend, something you're investing in. In terms of PR and communications, what are the other big issues that you face in Japan, or big developments, the things you're investing in, the things that are occupying your time?
Yeah. So look, I think the challenge in Japan is getting the story told. So hence why we created this, why we brought together Marcoms. I say the second challenge is for the communications industry is getting it to the same level of respectability, the same level of professional recognition that engineering, that the sciences, that medicine, etc. Communications has traditionally not been taught in Japanese schools or universities. So the talent that we're trying to recruit, there's not many folks out there who've really come through a more formal communication education background. So getting talent and growing it in the organisation is really critically important. And then finally, as a Japanese brand, we naturally have some of the rub-off of being in Japan. So the issues that affect Japan affect us. Now, we're a very globalised Japanese company. 50% of our management is non-Japanese. We're quite exceptional. Having said that, we still have to I would say, get Japan back on the map. And that probably is one of the one of the things I spend most time on is hey, Japan's over here, we've got a good story to tell.
Yeah, the final point, I mean, Japan is the third largest economy in the world, so I mean, what does it need to do then to increase its visibility and to get that message out globally?
I honestly think it can be summed up, there's a couple of things. I mean, one is stop being so shy, stop being so coy. There is a lot of great stuff over here. I mean, you've been over here for your first visit. Safe, clean, everything works. All trains run on time. I mean, it's an economic and social miracle. And look, nowhere's perfect. No one's pretending Japan has got the solutions for everything. But Japan is a deeply impressive country, a very highly educated workforce. I mean, it's superb technology, engineering, etc. So one thing is Japan needs to stop being so shy. We need to stand up and say, we've got a story to tell, and we've got to get out there and say it. And then back to the professional side, we've got to upskill, up-talent the communication business in this country. And then one will beget the other.
All right, well, Simon, thanks for joining us, and we really look forward to seeing how that develops over the next 24 months.
Absolutely, Steve. Thank you.